there, Susie. Come here. Good girl. My goal ever since I acquired my land has been to reintroduce native Arizona tallgrass, plants, and trees. Last fall, I planted a blend of 13 different tall grasses native to northern Arizona, and I've been draining my hot tub into this section of land. I'm very pleased to see this native tallgrass take root, and I couldn't be more excited for the progress and look forward to continuing work on restoring my land to its former glory while recharging the groundwater. We are forecasted to have an above average monsoon season, and I'm excited to see how my land transformation continues to unfold. All right, good morning, everybody. We're going on a morning walk here. I just take the leash and I put it around my waist here, tie it up, and then that way Meadow can kind of walk around, but I've still got a pretty good handle on her. She doesn't run away. We've been seeing lots of deer in the morning, and the other morning I was actually out on the e-bike. I popped the tire on it, unfortunately, the front tire, but I got some new tubes coming tomorrow. But anyway, we were out on that, and we spooked about 5 deer that came running out right in front of us, and Meadow just went crazy. And we were on, since I was on the e-bike, I didn't have her on this sort of leash right here, and she darted out for a little bit, but then I just yelled once, "Meadow, back on trail," and she came right back. So I'm real pleased with how she's responding to the voice commands, because I don't want to keep her on leash forever because she does get frustrated, and I just think that she wants to, she wants to be with me and walk around and do stuff and do fun things. But I've got to just get her trained to where she doesn't dart off, because it just worries the heck out of me, especially with that mountain lion in the area. And then also too, there's javelinas, and if she ran across a big javelina, what they do is when the animal comes to get them, since the javelina are a little bit lower in stature and lower to the ground, they have these huge tusks, and they just go on the underside of the animal and basically just open up their whole belly section. And if that happened to her, there's nothing you could do. You'd have to put any animal down that would go through that sort of trauma to their body. But so anyway, we're going to keep her on leash for a little bit longer. I'm going to start doing some day or two adventures with her once the chickens get old enough and we can put them in the coop. And my neighbor Darren said he'd go ahead and keep an eye on them while I was gone, and that way I could train her when we're not only here at the property but also out doing truck camping and stuff like that. And hopefully get her a little bit more socialized. She seems to be doing a little bit better around people. I just noticed that when people come around, if I have my hand on Meadow's chest, her heart just beats like crazy. So what it is she's anxious. And and that's something to where more exposure to people over time, it'll get better. So, but really pleased with how she's doing. And also around the chickens, she just sits there and she's so stoic. She just stares at them the entire, for hours, which gives me a break because it allows me to edit videos and, get some just busy work done, get contracts in place for sponsorships, because I got one coming up with Blue Eddy. They got a new battery called the Apex 300 that I'm going to be testing out. And then I've got to get the Birch Hunters video, the rest of that filmed and edited. But things are going good. I'm really excited for summer. It seems as though all the weather forecasts are saying that we're going to have a much more active monsoon season than in years past. And that's awesome, because out here when the monsoons hit, you'll be hard pressed to find a better looking terrain. Everything transforms and it's just gorgeous. Doing good, Meadow. Let's keep on. Good girl. this way. You can tell here there's a major game trail through here. And this goes to the lower section of my place. This is on the basically the northwest corner of my land. But I've noticed, like, especially when we get over this one section, I'll show you how many prints are on the ground. It's like a highway through here. So I think this is a great spot to put a game camera, come down, check it every couple days, and kind of see what we come up with. I mean, you can clearly see the game trail that comes through here. So I think putting some game cameras, maybe one just right up here, looking this way, and we'll see what we can get. Another project I want to take up this spring and summer is to transplant a lot of these baby pine trees to the front part of my place, because I cleared out those junipers, and as a result, you know, the only negative from it is that it kind of decreased some of the privacy on just two sections of the drive up to my place. So I'd like to put some more natural stuff up there just to give me a little bit more privacy. And so all these trees that you see here, all these baby pine trees, I could take them and dig them up and transplant them. And as long as you water them really good when you transplant them, they usually hold and they can start to grow. So pick out some good ones that are healthy, about a foot tall, just plant them in various locations out there, and over the years, you know, they'll grow up and give me the privacy I want. And also, I love the look of pine trees. I think they're awesome looking. These pines are really pretty. These little baby pines, they're always super green all throughout the year. So I've got the topper for sale, and got a gentleman coming to look at it today, so I was possibly going to sell it. He seems pretty interested, and just going to go in there and cleaning it all up. And I know it's just a material possession, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but just reminds you a lot of Sierra. Let's check out this big boulder I got out of the ground. Well, it's not a boulder, it's just a big rock. I'm going to use these for the back wall of the Walipini. What will happen over the daytime, when the sun is tracking over the sky, especially when it's lower in the sky in the wintertime, and this is facing south over here. When it's lower in the sky, the sun's going to hit the back wall here. It'll heat these big old rocks up, and then what will happen is over the evening time, the heat will be dissipated from the rocks, so help to keep it warmer in here. I'm also probably going to put a pellet stove in here, just because I think that when it gets real cold, what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to have a heat source in here, and I don't want to run an electric heater because those require way too much wattage. And so I'm going to do a pellet stove, and then what you can do is you can have pellet stoves to where they, you know, they're fed all night long with the pellets. There's like this little chute thing you can put on the side of the stove, and then it can just keep warm. I think they can run for like up to 12 hours on those little chutes that have that continuously feed the stove pellets. And so I like these rocks. So if you look at this is a great building rock. It's flat, and so that'll be easy to put down and then just stack on the walls on the backside here. And I just want to use all natural materials from here. And also too, doing this by hand, I realize it's a lot longer. It's going to take a lot longer, and I'm going to get worn out. But the benefits of it are, one, I'm not bringing a tractor in here that's going to disturb the natural gravel around it. And number two, I'm getting a good workout. So, you know, I've got time to build this. There's no deadline where this has to be done in any specific time frame. So if it takes me a month, then it takes me a month. It doesn't matter. And I like projects like this. I think it's fun to get your hands in the dirt and do it all yourself. And then I think it also looks more authentic when you do it by hand. This awesome cornerstone, you can put that in the corner of a wall. That creates a nice little corner with that deal right there. So I didn't realize these tires on the trailer were in such bad shape. This one here's got a little bit of a cut on the stem, but it's not too bad. What happened was the tires just over time had deflated, and then they shift while they're in here, so it was like the stem coming out here was angled like that, which is dangerous because, well, it's not dangerous, but it can just damage the tire because the stem can get cut on it and then it won't hold in the air. So I got this one all squared away. I deflated it, shifted it back over to where the stem sticks straight out, got it up to 24 psi, and then we're going to flip this and do the other one. Then we can continue to jam. Come over here and look at it. You can see how this stem right here is really just right up against it. This one's actually, this tire is a little bit more inflated than the other one. But you don't want ever want stems like that, because what it'll do is the metal here will cut into them and they just won't be able to hold air. So we're going to deflate this all the way and then shift it around. Just went and got a fresh load of water. So we've got our tub nice and full here. And I forgot to get Epsom salts when I was in town yesterday. So I think we're going to make a quick run and grab the Epsom salts, because I really like to have that when I'm out soaking. And then I've got all this cardboard here. I've been going through and cleaning out my storage container, all this cardboard that I want to burn. And then if you see here, my stove is actually gone from the interior. And the reason being is that it's getting hot out here. So I've got the chair back in here along with the Zero Breeze. And then if you see, I switched out, I've got a different warming plate for the chickens. Gives them a little bit more room in there to walk around. And I think that's a nice little addition that I've got. And then on the back side of the camper here, one of the things that really helps to keep my camper cooler, other than the camper cover, is this little shade tarp. This tarp is really awesome. It eliminates about 90% of the UV rays that hit the camper. And so with the sun being coming from the west now, having this camper, or this shade tarp, is like night and day difference with keeping the camper cool. Because the temperature today, I got up to 81. Tomorrow's supposed to be 85. Then we're going to cool back down to 70 next week. But just a little bit of a heat wave at the moment. And so that's why I want to get all that stuff switched out. And so there's the exhaust for the AC right here. Just comes out my little ghetto stove jack that I've got there. But really excited for the warmer temps here, because now I can really jam and get things done. And I haven't really done much progress on the Walipini greenhouse foundation. You see right here, this is pretty much all I've got so far. I've done about 4 loads of dirt out of here with that, and then just filling in sections of the driveway over there. And hopefully once the temps cool down a little bit, I'll start jamming again. My goal is to do about 6 or 7 of those loads a day. And if I do that, then within a week or two's time, I should be able to knock out the foundation for that. And then we can get started with building the cover over it and be ready to rock as soon as monsoon season gets here. We can start planting some plants and just doing that whole thing. So, but real pleased with the way things are going around here. The only thing is, the one drawback that I've had lately is I had to take some of these rock gabions apart. I've done it to those two, and then now doing it to this one. What happened was the pack rats moved from the big nest that was over there, which I was starting to disturb because I'm taking down a lot of the those plants around it. So the pack rats moved out of there and they moved into that, and man, it smelled so bad, because the pack rats, they have these little scent glands, and when they urinate all over everything, it's just the worst smell on the planet. So I've been going through cleaning that out, and then also I cleaned out underneath the camper here. I'm going through and I'm using my landscaping rake to get all the debris out from underneath there. That way there's nothing for them to build more nests with. And just kind of overall just cleaning things up around here, getting ready for summer. So really excited for the warm temps, and just going to keep jamming on my place and keep making it cool, and keep doing the restoration efforts and seeing how far we can get. So That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll have another video for you in the next couple days, and hope you all have a great evening.